Hello everyone. Welcome to our another Tech Talk session. I am Sargun Tiwari from TechJobsPair, and today we have our special guest, Mr. Igor, for today's session. Igor is a data scientist with more than 10 years of experience in various domains, both in product companies and consulting. He is expert in transforming data insights into business value. And today we will be talking about on one of the most demanding, field in career, and that is data science. So in this session, we will learn more and more about how we can make career in it and what are the possibilities in long term. So let's welcome Igor. Hi Igor, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi Sagram. I'm really good, and thanks a lot for introducing me. So I'm super happy to be at Tech Talk.
Uh,
Let's have fun.
Okay. So I forgot to mention here, like Igor is from Vienna. So and Vienna is a very beautiful city. Like we are organizing Tech Jobs Fair from last 3 years, and definitely this year also like we are a part of Vienna. So we are also like looking forward to very good event in this year as well. And yeah.
Yeah. So people go to Vienna. It's really beautiful, and let's meet here.
Okay. Okay, I got. So before moving forward for our today's topic, like how we can make career in data science, can you please tell us a little bit more about you and about your journey, how you have started in your career in it? So yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you for the question. So my background is, or as I say now, was physics. So some years ago, I graduated from the university with a physics diploma. And a couple of years afterwards, I worked in a roles which I can call systems analysis or business analysis. So it was somewhere in between the IT and the business side. But then I realized that I'm not using my brain to 100%. So I wanted to do something more exciting and interesting. And that's when I decided to switch to data science. And back then, and still, it's seemed to me as something very I don't know, motivational, where a lot of things are happening and you can think a lot and come up with new things. And since then, yeah, I worked in a couple of companies as a data scientist. So I worked in product companies in different domains like telecom or finance. And recently, for the last 3 years, I'm a part of a consulting company. It's called Crayon. So here we do different projects in different kind of domains, and it's also like very fun. And the pace is a bit faster than in product companies, so I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah.
that's I mean a very interesting journey. And as you know, like our most of our audience are from tech background, and but I want you to include these from. I want to start from very scratch, right? If I'm a beginner, right? I'm a very fresher, you can consider, right? So,
Mhm.
and I want to know more about data science, right? What it is, and what are the we can say roles and responsibilities I can get if I want to make a career in it. So if you can help me in this, that would be really helpful.
Sure, yeah, that's a great thing to start from. So I think data science is now uh, perceived as something like computer science. So, like maybe 10 or 15 years ago, people said computer science, and that meant everything which is connected to programming or software development. And now I think it's a similar situation with data science. So if people are talking about data, it's data science. But it's like a very broad term. So there are different people. There are analysts, there are data scientists, there are ML engineers, DevOps engineers. So it's really like a bunch of things. And maybe to make it a bit easier, I personally like this picture of three main roles. So as I see it, so one of the roles is mostly working with um, maybe BI tools, business intelligence tools. So creating different dashboards or visualizations. So what it means that you get your historical data and you try to explain why something happens. You also try to put this data in some visual boards and create some alerts maybe, And it's mostly connected to explaining what was happening and why it happened and representing it in a nice way. And I think I usually call these roles as a data analyst, or maybe sometimes it's business analyst. It depends on the company. And if we go to the next step, I'm not saying that these steps are, one step is more important or less important, they are just different. So another one would be introducing a bit of more of statistics or machine learning. And this is more that not that we want to explain the future, but it's more about predicting, sorry, not that it's explaining the past, but it's more like predicting the future. So we collecting the data and we try to model it so in a way that we can predict what's going to happen in the future. And for this, we might need a bit of more of statistical knowledge or machine learning models. And so these roles, I generally call these roles as a data scientist because it's somewhere, yeah, it's a very generic. You can call it also machine learning, I don't know, machine learning scientist or something like this. And the third role, which I personally see, is more about bringing all of these things into production. So when you build a dashboard, if you're a data analyst, or if you build a model, if you're a data scientist, you then have to somehow deploy it and maintain it so that it's still working. And there are roles which are now called machine learning engineers. So I think it's a bit different. Maybe it's more about developing or software engineering rather than analysis or statistical modeling, but it also comprises, so you need to understand what you're delivering in the production and what you're doing. So to me, these are the kind of the main branches of data science, and one can choose whatever they want, and there's a place for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. So, as you have mentioned, various roles, right, in machine learning, right, in maybe we can say data analytics, or we can say business analytics, right? So, these are different roles in this, or like, and for example, uh, I want also, I'm very interesting to know, like, which background, for example, I'm from the science background, right? You're from the mathematics background, as you mentioned. So, like,
Mhm.
I'm from science background. So, is there any requirement, like, of definitely any particular person who want to pursue his or her career in data scientist? So, he or she should be from the science background, or maybe any other background person can also pursue career in it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very like, since data science is now a very trending topic, there are a lot of people who are trying to understand like how to get there, or should I personally get there? And it's, yeah, I think it's very important to discuss it. So just in general, I think everyone can do it. So it's not magic, it's not rocket science, as people say. But of course, you need to have, I don't know, some inclination to this. And to me, it's more like maybe not technical, because I think everyone can learn technical things. So if you did not study statistics or mathematics in the university or school, of course you can do it if you're dedicated. You can, I don't know, get some masters, or you can do online courses. And in the end, it's just a question of dedication and motivation and all of it. But I think what is a bit more important is your characteristic traits. So that data science sometimes can be, I don't want to say annoying, but it's very often that you don't have a particular result. So you work on a problem and you can try different things and all of them fail. And in the end, you might feel a bit miserable that you're not bringing any value. So I think you should be ready for this. And that's why there are quite a lot of people from academia, from science, because they are used to work in the regime that they test a lot of things and they don't know if there's going to be any outcome or a positive outcome, and they just ready for it. And for some people who are maybe a bit more active and they want to bring results right away, it might be frustrating. So again, I'm not saying that it's not for them, but maybe they can look at a bit different roles around data science. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, I think in general it's like this. But again, so it's, to me, it's not about studying some particular problem or subject. It's more about your how you perceive it. Mm.
Okay, all right. So anybody can, pursue their career in data science, right? There's no thing like they'll have to from this particular background, right? So
Totally.
from
Yeah, sorry
yeah.
for this interrupting you. So, for example, I'm coming from physics, and I was doing analytics. I'm coming from this background. I have a lot of examples for people who are coming from computer science, and I also have not a lot, but some examples when people came from social studies or philosophy, and they they do really great. They are really great engineers and data science engineers.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. And I think one of the very interesting question is people usually want to know more like how what is the work process like what do you work right as a data scientist like definitely from name itself like you will have to play with data right and data is the new oil right is this in this 21st century so I mean, what type of companies, if I may ask, like what type of companies, need data scientists and, like how the, you can say teams are organized in companies.
mhm.
So if you can help me in this as well.
Sure. Yeah, that's very interesting actually, because yeah, nowadays you see this job openings, data scientist, and it really depends from company to company. I guess we can maybe point out again a couple of different types, maybe three types again, and let's call them small, medium, and large. And it's kind of obvious that when the company is already a big company, they have established processes and they have established job descriptions and they know what they want from people. But if we go to the other side of the spectrum, we talk about startups. I don't know. It's usually a bit more hectic. So they have some idea and then they have data and then they call for a data scientist and they want him or her to do everything about data. And in this role, you might expect that, first of all, it's not very well defined what the company wants from you. It may be about getting the data, creating data pipelines, creating visualizations about it, thinking of how it could be modeled, what approaches you can take to get more insights, how you can help the business, how you can talk to the business and convince them that this technical thing is really relevant for the company. So it's like everything in one, and also it's quite squashed in time. And it's very interesting, but maybe a bit stressed. So it's more maybe for the people who are a bit who have maybe higher level of energy in general.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think so that is more relevant for smaller companies where all the processes are not yet well established. When the company goes a bit to the next stage of its life, I don't know, mid-sized, they already have something more established. They, for example, they divide data engineering and data science from each other. So usually you don't have to do all at once. But still, if your data science is there, it could be everything from developing the models and also presenting the results to the customers, for example. So it's quite wide variety of activities. And yeah, if the company goes to the next stage, it's getting really big. I don't know, like one of these huge tech giants like Google or Meta. Then it's very strictly organized in different departments. So there are dedicated people who are building data pipelines. There are dedicated people who are doing visualizations, and there are dedicated people who build models, and also different people who serve these models in production. So you maybe will work on a smaller thing, but you will also get to know how the things are done from more experienced people. And in this way, so yeah, there are like these pros where you see how real professionals work, real experts in their area, but maybe some cons that you won't be really working on something outside of your scope. And again, yeah, it's whatever you want to do and to achieve, and up to you. And maybe one more point to mention, I think it's also might be important. So if we look at a bit different split of the companies, there are companies that have their own products, or maybe they have their own services, and also there are companies that help other companies, so basically consulting agencies. And it's also a bit different. So if the company has their own product, you are really concentrated on it, you know it well, you can understand all the data, you can think about all the features, maybe a year ahead, and you are really deep into this. And if you're consulting the other clients, it's more or less it's a bit different. So you don't know their product that well, you don't have time to dive deep, but you know a lot of things. So maybe your knowledge is a bit wider, so you know what other companies are doing, and you're already ready to help them without really knowing their technologies in deep. And again, it's up to people what they want. Do they want to really dive deep and know all the process in one company, or they are interested to switch the activities and help maybe more people and make more companies happy, let's say.
Yeah. So, I mean, these only tech giants, like you have mentioned about Google, Microsoft, definitely these are the tech giants, right?
Yeah.
But if I talk about, startups, right? Because, like as a fresher, if I'm starting my career in data science, right? So maybe as a fresher, like I don't get the opportunity in these tech giants, right? So is there like any from any big companies or maybe from any other industries, like they also have this similar kind of position for data
Mhm.
scientists?
Yeah, I think most of the companies, they might have at least internships. That said, like they explicitly try to develop people, so they try to hire people who are not yet very professional, who are not super experts in the domain, and they invest the time of, I don't know, senior people so that they learn newcomers. And I think it's a very nice strategy to try to start your career, like to look for internships, because you will be exposed to a lot of really experienced people and also technologies and the data, and that way you can learn really fast. It might be a bit hard to get there, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, completely agree because I also started my career as an intern, so I can understand like the value in it, right? But
Yeah,
because it's really helpful to understand more and more because you are new in this industry, and it's very hard to learn and give time like your energy in it, and it's a wonderful field. So yeah,
totally.
definitely.
Totally.
Moving forward, like I would like to add one thing here, like as our listeners, to our listeners, like we will also include, questions, at the end. So in our Q&A session, so maybe if you have any kind of question, in as a data scientist or something, so you can, feel free to drop in the comment box, and we will try to add it while wrapping up the session, right? So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, moving forward, Igor, I want to know more like, if I want to pursue career in data scientist, so what kind of skills, are required, right? And
Mhm.
I mean, what skills does anyone need to, develop in to become a data scientist? So, what's your view in it?
Yeah. So we kind of already discussed a bit what data science is, and as we mentioned, it could be everything. So that's why, like, one company wants you to do, I don't know, data engineering. Another company wants you to do visualizations. The other company wants you to bring business insights. And that's why in some job descriptions you see that you need to know how to code, you need to know statistics, you need to do deployment of the models, you need to understand the business, you need to be good at presentations and so on. Well, of course, it's a perfect world, but I think you should start slow. And the main thing that you need to have is, of course, being able to code. And currently, machine learning and data science is all around Python. So if you're not doing anything super specific, like super computational heavy, then it most definitely will be Python. So I think if you're just starting, then you need to be sure that you have good skills in coding in Python. Uh, yeah, there are some more technologies that you can learn from. Nowadays, so a lot of companies go into cloud, and you can look into cloud technologies, what's in there. how to use them. But still, I won't say that it's super necessary because it's faster to grasp, and all the companies also do different things, so you can be really quick with that. Another
Okay.
thing, which, yeah, maybe the next thing which is really important, if you want to do data science, you need to understand what machine learning is, because maybe not always you're going to do machine learning, but you need to be ready to apply this method. So it's good to understand statistics, some methods of modeling, so when to apply what types of model there are, and how you can tune them. Here, maybe you can specify if you want to do deep learning, for example, or not deep learning, shallow learning. You can maybe not dedicate. You can maybe focus on one of them. So it's a bit hard to learn all at once. I think it should be a step at a time, one step at a time. And yeah, every data scientist is not just doing their models for fun. There should be some connection to business. So we need to understand why are we developing this or that model, or why we're building this visualization. So it's really important to understand at least a bit how the business functions, why this solution might help, and how to improve, I don't know, the dashboard so it's more visible for top management, so they can build their decision based on something more relevant. So you need to have this, I don't know, understanding of why you're doing it, not only technical things, but somehow connected to the business. So yeah, I think these are the main skills that you could work on.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Igor, as you have mentioned about, the most relevant skill here is Python, cloud computing, we can say, right? And machine learning, right?
Mhm.
So for learning these skills, or we can say to master in it, right? So what kind of, resources are available over internet? Like from where I can learn these? If you would like to recommend any particular website or application or something. So what would you recommend?
Mhm. Yeah, here I think it's important to mention that people are really different, and for some people it's completely okay to enroll in some online course and do it, I don't know, on their own. Some other people, they need communication, so for them maybe it's more useful to, I don't know, to find some community and join this community so that they feel that they are not alone, and they feel, I don't know, not pushed but motivated by talking to the others and seeing that the others are doing the same stuff. And I think there are like solutions or possibilities for both of them. There are quite a lot of nice online courses. I, yeah, to be honest, I don't know exact names, but I know some communities that are really nice. So, for example, there is a community, Data Talks. So I think it's Data Talks Club. So there are a lot of people dedicated to data, and they also have their own courses. So you can join the community and do the course together with the others. And it's very nice. I personally did a couple of courses on their site, and it's very fun, and you can really learn a lot. Also, there are a lot of communities like your community, for example, that have nice talks from different people, and it's definitely worth listening to them and taking some insights. Another community, it's a bit a small advertisement from myself. I'm part of a X Technology community. We are trying to share our knowledge with the others. It's mostly about data science and software engineering. So we record some webinars. You can also look what we're doing. And of course, there is a big part of, I don't know, like official courses. So for example, MIT has a lot of their courses published online. So if you want to learn, I don't know, computer science or computer vision, machine learning, there are already published courses. You can go there and listen to them and try to do the home assignments. But I would say it's like a real dedication. So you really have to invest a lot of time and do it consistently, because it's like studying in the university. You like half a year, you take the course and you do it, and in the end, you come to the result and you feel successful.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So around these courses, like if I go a little bit more deep, like I want to understand, approximate career path, right, for data scientists. So like I'm a fresher, and or I can say I want to pursue my career in data scientist, and I would enroll these courses, right? And after that, like I'll have to look for internships in big giants or something. Like if you can help me, like the
Mhm.
proper path, right? For what would be the proper career path for it?
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe we can look a bit different for the people who are right after their universities or graduations. So for them, I think it's a nice path to look for some internships and then find a position, I don't know, of a junior data scientist or just data scientist. And then with time, they will gain more and more experience and they will understand a bit more what they like, because maybe it's not only data, maybe they will like something from other departments. Maybe they like engineering or, I don't know, more talking to people or deciding or doing the project management. And the other group of people will be maybe someone who wants to switch their career path. So they could be from maybe now they're working in marketing and they realize that they want to do data science. And I think for these people, it might be a bit different. I always say that you, since you have experience in your domain, you have to use it. So if you worked a couple of years in marketing, you have extremely nice knowledge about it and you should already use it for your future data science. So ideally, you could find a position which does some data science for marketing, and there your knowledge will be very, very useful for the work. So you already know how it functions on the business side, and if you combine it with technical aspects, it will be really, really useful. So for you, maybe for these people, maybe it makes sense to look for not for internship positions, but already for some positions where they can use their previous business experience or some other experience. And maybe these people, they already know a bit better what they like. So if it's more on the technical side or they want to do project management or product management, I think they can get a bit faster to what they want. And anyways, these
Mhm.
groups of people, I think in some years, they will understand that uh, like data science, that's what we do, and maybe there are some things around it. So as I mentioned, maybe project management or solution architect, where you build or like try to draw the high level concept of the solution, and then you maybe implement it in a way that you guide the others how to do it and provide your expertise on the high level from a high level position. So I guess it will be different for people. So in some years, they will just understand what they want. Do you want to stay technical or they want to go more to business or maybe something else? Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and I hope
Yeah.
this helps our viewers a lot. Okay, so now I think we can move forward for our some questions from our audience as well. Uh,
Mhm.
if we can take a look.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a first question from Surya Qasim, and she has mentioned, I have no IT knowledge as such, but want a change of career and prefer to work remotely. So, which
Mhm.
courses should I start with?
Mhm. Yeah, that's, I think it's a very typical situation. And as I said, it's the matter of dedication. If you really want it and you pursue it, you will get it. So since you don't really have IT knowledge, I suggest you start from the basics. So I would say it's learning programming, and most definitely it's Python, because it's just a must-have skill that you need to obtain to get to data science. So I think that's definitely programming in Python. And some particular courses, to be honest, I don't really have it in my mind. So, but I'm pretty sure that most of the courses on Coursera or these kind of platforms, they are quite good and you can start from them. So it's just like a first step that you have to do, and then you will probably realize a bit more what you want and how to pursue it.
Okay, okay. I hope so you got your answer. And next question is
Mhm.
from we can consider from. Anu, and
Mhm.
in a startup industries, where is the data analyst position in an organizing chart, uh, or we can say Imran in chart and strong skill industries? Maybe I
Mhm.
don't know what he is
Uh,
asking. What makes actually first question is
mhm.
from him. What makes data analytic analyst unique in all industries?
Mhm. Yeah, so if I'm getting it right, so like in startup industries, uh, it's pretty not well defined what you're gonna do. Uh, it could so these data analysts, they could be really close to the business because they help maybe the CTO even or the CEO of the company to make important decisions. And in this case, you can be really close to them in terms of the organizational chart. So maybe you could be directly reporting to the CTO or the CEO. At the same time, it could be a bit different, I don't know, structure. So if the company is doing some, I don't know, online service, if they have like a website, then probably they have a dedicated team of data analysts, which do something a bit something farther from the business. So in this case, you will be a bit maybe in the chart you will be a bit further from the top management. So there will be some like I don't know, head of data analysis, and then this person will report to the CTO. But anyways, in startup, it's quite flat. Almost all the organizational charts are more like wide than high, and you will have the ability to talk to people who take decisions. And if you will be really active, you can bring your vision and your ideas to them, and then you feel that you really influence uh, the company.
Yeah, I hope Anup you got your answer. Next one we can include from okay Nirosan. He's mentioning is there similarities between data scientist or analyst versus business analyst?
Mhm.
That's actually like very interesting question.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Again, it goes a lot about definitions, like what is exactly business analyst, what is data analyst, data scientist. Um, as I understand business analysis, it's again mostly trying to look in the historical data and try to explain why something happened like this and not different way, and to visualize it and bring the decisions to business so that they can use this in their work. And data science and data analysis could be very similar, although maybe it's a bit more, I don't know, technical. So you're trying to incorporate statistical and modeling techniques into your decisions. But in the end, all your decisions are supposed to affect the company life. So in a way that how you communicate with top management people, it could be very similar. Rather than business analyst, maybe is more spending their time on visualizing or presenting, maybe like really doing a lot of presentations. And data scientists and analysts, maybe they spend a bit more time with working directly with data, writing code, so exploring the data sets, trying different models. But the total outcome might be quite similar. So yeah, I hope that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah, Nirosan.
Mhm. Mhm.
For more, I think you can connect Igor, and definitely he will help you in this if you want to know more and more about it, right? And
Mhm.
from Madhav as well, like he also mentioned, like, do you provide any? I mean, he has experience, he has knowledge in data science, but so I mean, but he is a fresher, right? So, if any kind of recruitment service for fresher, if you provide, so he's
Mhm.
who he wants some advice in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I, I don't really provide this kind of service. What I might help with, I'm sometimes doing the mentoring. So if you really feel that you need it, you can contact me and we could talk about it. So I might guide you in this. There are some general advices of how to make your resume a bit better and how to apply to how to get a position which you like a bit faster. But yeah, I don't provide the service, so I can just help while talking.
Yeah. So yeah, Madhav, like as Igor mentioned, like connect with him and he will definitely help out, right?
Yes.
Great, Igor. Unfortunately, I mean, there are many questions, right? And we can't stop. So definitely, but we have our time limitations. So and we are running out of time here. So we'll have to end this session. And but thank you so much, for joining this session and giving these, very deep insights. And I hope these will be help our lot of viewers or those who want to pursue their career in data scientist. And so, as Igor, like from Vienna, if you would like to add anything, Igor.
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot for having me here, and I really had a nice conversation, Sagram. Thank you so much. And yeah, people, please go to Vienna. We have a nice tech community. Please join us, and it's gonna be fun. And yeah,
Yeah.
stay happy.
Definitely. In Vienna, we are also, as I mentioned already, so we are also going to organize Tech Jobs Fair Vienna 2023. It's a part of Vienna. So those who are looking for job, I mean, in the tech industry, and they are in Vienna city, so they can come on and join us on 1st June 2023, and definitely it will help you, in with speaker sessions. So there will be speaker session, there will be many more exhibitors to, to you can connect with directly. So this will be really helpful for you. So I think that's all for today, Igor. If you and thank you so much again for everyone for joining us today. And that's the end of this session here. See you all in our next session. Till then, be happy, keep smiling, and all the best. Thank you,
Thank you,
Igor.
Instagram. Bye bye.